Hello, welcome to the 34th episode of the Specter DIY Builder Call. Today it's only me, and I want to show you a couple of things on how you can contribute to Specter, even though you're not a programmer. And like all the past years, I didn't saw me as a programmer. I didn't I just had like one very tiny project I made, and I like somehow how did it was like copy and paste and everything, and then I did not code anything in my life, and like manually. And honestly, I also had like informatic in school, but I just like did there something, but I didn't like under like I remembered not about a lot of that, like especially about the lines of code you would write. And I would, like 2 years ago, I like thought like people are like incredibly smart who are programming a hardware wallet. And it's like that. It was like that. You needed to be like, yeah, like you need to write like engineer, software engineer. You need a lot of um, knowledge to get a hardware wallet running and to like contribute to a project like Specter DIY. And currently, with this AI revolution we are having, it's incredibly easy to to contribute to the Spectre DIY ecosystem. And I did like the last couple of years. What I did, I when I like thought, okay, there's something that we should add to Spectre, I did a issue. So I wrote down, okay, this is something, this would be really cool if we would have that in the Spectre DIY project and if this could be used. And the next thing was that I then started to test the things, that if someone would do a PR or something, so PR, yeah, then I would just like test if everything works like expected, but I didn't had a look at the code because I didn't know how the code works. And so I just like tested the stuff that other people who like knew what they're doing did. And now with AI, you can just give AI the issue that you made, and the AI implements the PR. And you don't need to set up anything. You just, what you need is two things. So if you're on Linux, then you just need like some AI agent. You just give it the repo, and then you telling him what to do, and then there's a simulator. You can like say start the simulator, and then it will start the simulator, and then you can see everything that the AI did and what changed, and so you can like see what happened, and you're not like in the blind. And yeah, you can like on Linux you can do this just like that. On Mac as well. On Windows, there is the thing that you need a Windows subsystem for Linux, WSL. I have that installed on my PC. I can show you. And it's really, really simple. So if you want to contribute to Spectre and you have a Windows PC, you just like tell your AI, please help me to set up Windows subsystem for Linux. It's really, really simple. And yeah, I just like have that here, and it's after you install it, it's like a terminal. It's like a different system on your PC, and there Spectre runs properly. And the cool thing is that you can even start Claude code in your normal system, and afterwards it's able to like start a simulator in the VSL system. And I'm not sure. I have like with Windows subsystem installed, maybe it's even possible to start that and get that running without VSL. Maybe Claude will figure that out. It's possible. So, and if I spoke about Claude, I also mean codecs. I mean like open source, open code. You can like use a lot of different models. It's not about the model. It's about some AI basically that's able to do some code. Like ChatGPT doesn't work, even though it can do some stuff. So if you have like the pro subscription, you can do on your PC, do some things, and that will like do a lot of good stuff, but it's not enough for like testing everything. So I wouldn't recommend that. Maybe only for prompting an AI. And yeah, what I was able to achieve like just with Cloud Code and like testing everything is like the last PR. I already shared it, but I want to like show to like and I like wait a second. Yeah, here we have our repo, and I can just like click on pull requests, and like I did here add touch-friendly CQR transcription viewer. This was like one of the features that get requested like the most. People said, okay, if I have a CQR, it's like this the thing here. I want to like click on the specific areas of the CQR, and then afterwards you're able to like better draw the CQR because like so you draw that. And what I did is just like I wrote a PR and said exactly how it was described to me, and how it should be. Like I also had a look at Seed Signer because it makes sense to use the standard there, and I just told them make it like Seed Signer because this is what people said that should be like similar to Seed Signer. So I just told AI, okay, make it similar to Seed Signer, and gave it the prompt. Maybe I'm not sure if it like used /goal, because if you have /goal, then it makes bigger, longer runs. And then afterwards, I have like that implemented, and then I just did some fine tuning. I said, okay, this I want to like look a little bit more like that, and afterwards, I had like this whole thing implemented without having any look at the code. What was challenging afterwards, because here it's really important to test what you're developing, and I already did that. Like I said, in the past, I just like tested the what it's running, and here you also need to do that. I just did this just in the simulator, so I clicked onto the different areas here, and like tried this for different seed for 12 words and for 24 words, and had a look at the different QR codes. And yeah, one was different, and you had like this bigger ones, and here this rectangle is a bit smaller. So maybe if you see that this here is like bigger than this one, this needs to be like implemented separately. But afterwards, I had like the full working command. And I think this is really, really crazy that people like you and me, if you're not a developer, if you're a developer, then you're probably even faster now implementing that. You can like implement that. And what it's important when you do something like that, ask the AI afterwards, okay, what are there any security vulnerabilities in there? Are there any things we should improve? And of course, you need to check as well. You ask the AI, and then you have like something good afterwards. And before you like make a PR, I would recommend you to put that into another AI as well, though that the other AI can check if there are any security vulnerabilities inside. So if you really want to make sure, then I would have a look at, there are like different models. So the best currently is Kimi K3 and Quen 3.8 max or something for security. But if you just want to make a PR, you don't need to check this with all these things, because we are checking that as well if we want to merge it into the main branch. Yeah, and I'm like really impressed that it worked like that. And yeah, what I also did is I made another PR. This was something else that was like a lot. What I also did is like I created in a separate GitHub account. So I have one like for me that's not controlled by any AI. I would recommend this for you as well if you're like if you want to do something to develop something, and then you make another GitHub account, and I just like called it Schnutz AI. And with this, I can like give the AI full control over it, and I don't need to like think because it maybe can destroy something, or I don't know. And with that, I know what rights I give this GitHub account, and then I don't have the problem. So this is why when I make MPRs, it's normally Schnurzpoint AI that makes the PRs and not me. And because then I just like tell my agent, hey, make it as a PR, and it does it. So you don't need even like to go in there and do anything, or it just like the agent does that for you. And yeah, after that, you get this PR. And what I would also, if you're like new to this development stuff, I would recommend you to have, especially if you are doing this more often, to make another, like to fork this repository, and to then just say, yeah, push it to my fork, and then it's not here. And only if you have like, if you are satisfied with the outcome you did, and if everything works, then say, hey, okay, now everything works, and you just like push it into the main repository, Crypto Advanced, and you just tell it your agent. You don't do anything yourself. You just tell it your agent, and this works. And yeah, I would do it like that, and just tell your agent, hey, make a fork, and it's that simple. The cool thing is if you have a device and you want to test that stuff that you're running, then especially at this point, I would recommend you to make a fork of the repository, because then it's easier to test. And what you can do is we have this actions bar here in Specter DIY, and you can like see here is like the different for the PRs. You can like just click on this actions, and then it's a bit confusing. I don't get it completely, because most of the time you get here some field where you can download the firmware. So most of the time you have like two, and one is with a firmware and one is without. So if you click here, there's probably the firmware. Yeah, it's like an artifact, and then you can like click on that, and you can just install the firmware. And this is like really, not sure why it didn't work here, but you can like just click on that. Yeah, here we go. Click on that, install the firmware, and then like drag and drop it onto your Specter. And don't worry about the read protection. There is none in this here. This is without read protection. And if you have currently a Specter that's already flashed and you want to remove the read protection, then there's this article. I will also put that into the video description. It's, wait 1 second. Yeah, it's here. You can like just do that, and then you can get off the read protection. We have a bootloader, so you can like install malicious firmware by mistake. But if you like do this protocol we are explaining here, then you can get rid of this bootloader and you can install your custom firmware. Of course, don't worry if someone would do that, and with your Specter, the anti-phishing words will change. So it's just like for developers to like do that and yeah, to run their own firmware. And the cool thing is, like I said, because here there could be the problem that some of our association members needs to start this workflow. Sometimes it's like that, sometimes not. With your own fork, you can do this like ever you want. You can even say your agent, I think. I'm not sure if you can like start it by your agent, but it's something that would work. So in my case, I have here this fork fully working from Specter DIY. And what I told, so here this is like on my main account. This is not the AI account, and I just like gave my AI account like full access to this repository. It's just because for some reason I want to have my main account, but it works fully on the AI account as well. And yeah, here you have also this actions bar, and you can like install that yourself. And here, for example, I had like a Bitbox thing I like worked on, and with like just AI, and I was able to make the option into Specter to have like a Bitbox support. So because Bitbox has their own backup, so if you want to back up the seed phrase onto the C card, they have like their own format, and I was able to implement that fully with AI. I also like I tested it and it worked, and I also like did a lot of testing with different AI models, and I said, hey, like search for this for security vulnerabilities and stuff that and they found a lot. Like I let a couple of rounds, and like at first they found more, and then in the end like they didn't find anything. And now I feel comfortable to make a PR, and I think this is something that you could do as well, even though you're like not that, you don't feel like a developer, you're just like interested in Bitcoin and like into Bitcoin hardware wallets, and there's a feature missing in Specter. Then you can like do the stuff that I'm telling you here in this live stream, and you can get incredible nice features on Specter. And yeah, that's it. If you want to contribute, this is the stuff you can do. And if you are like not comfortable with all of that and you just want to start, then there's something you want to have, then maybe like the first thing would be like just to make a GitHub issue, to like go into the issue section, right inside what's missing, what could be improved with Specter. This also helps a lot. And then we can later on give this AI, make this into a PR, test that and everything. Also testing, if you see like cool stuff, you can like I said, you can, if you like go to the PRs here and click through it and something looks interesting for you, you can just take this PR, give it to Claude and say, hey, start simulator, I want to test that. And you can test that. And you can also say, hey, check this for vulnerabilities. And then you can also give some comments there if there are vulnerabilities, of course, we will also check it, but it is good to have like more eyes on the project in general or in some specific changes we are doing. So feel free to like just use your token to help our Specter DIY project. Yeah, that's it for today. I hope you have, if you're like not a developer, I hope I was able to motivate you to like try something to get running on Specter. And yeah, one last thing, we have a developer group, and if you're like wanting to make some changes, and if you did some changes, you can get into the developer group, and then you can also get here in the Specter DIY Builder Calls. We do them every Tuesday at 7 p.m. Central Europe time. And yeah, welcome to the calls. You can just like show us what you did in the calls, and then we will review it. And if it's good, of course, we will only put good stuff into Specter DIY that's well reviewed from multiple persons. But if it's good, if it's reviewed, then maybe you will have something that you made into the Specter DIY project. And that's from me. See you in the next Specter DIY Builder Call.